Guys, welcome to my channel. It is Christian here. Thank you guys so much for joining me today. So today I'm bringing you another installment of Friday's foundation fix, and today we're going to be trying out a foundation that is a little bit more on the luxury side of things. Today we're going to be trying out Giorgio Armani's newest foundation, and it is the Power Fabric Longwear High Cover Foundation. This foundation claims to be full coverage, it claims to be long wearing, and it's supposed to be one of those types of full coverage foundations that does not feel like a full coverage foundation. The Giorgio Armani Luminous Silk Foundation, which I like, but I'm not the hugest fan of because it does not apply the right amount of coverage for me. So we're going to go ahead and hope that this is a full coverage foundation, long wearing, and that just looks beautiful on the skin. I did pick mine up in the shade 3.5. And we're going to just wear this throughout the day. We're going to see how it wears. We're going to see how it looks on the skin, you guys. Hopefully all is well, because you guys know that I play no games when it comes to my foundations, and a $65 foundation better perform flawlessly, because there are $5 and $10 foundations on the market right now that are changing the foundation game. You feel me? So this foundation better be absolutely amazing. So if you guys are interested in seeing how this foundation is going to wear throughout the day, what I think about this particular foundation, then you are definitely in the right place. If this is your first time here, I'm going to quickly let you guys know that I do have more dry combination skin, but it does definitely lean a little bit more on the dry side. I do have acne prone skin, and I do have very sensitive skin, and I also have a lot of redness to my face. So I definitely want something that is not going to accentuate pores, it's not going to accentuate dryness, and that it is going to be full coverage, and it is going to completely cancel out all the redness that I have on my skin. So if those are some of your concerns, then you are definitely in the right place. I will link my playlist down below for you guys so you can check out some other foundations that I have tested out. Don't forget to subscribe if you have not already. And if you are not new to my channel, you guys, welcome. Thank you so much for joining me today. And yeah, let's just go ahead and see how this particular foundation is going to wear. Alright guys, so today we are testing out the Giorgio Armani Power Fabric Longwear High Coverage Foundation with SPF 25. This is like the younger sister of the Luminous Silk Foundation. Now, I like the Luminous Silk Foundation, but I didn't love the Luminous Silk Foundation. Never really understood all of the hype when it came to this particular foundation. I thought it was good, but I never really ever thought it was worth the price tag. I think that maybe if it had applied a little bit of a better coverage for me, I might have liked it a little bit more. So that's where this guy is supposed to come into play. This guy is supposed to be fuller coverage, and yeah, so I'm super excited to try this out. It is pricey. It does retail for $64, and it does come in 19 shades. There are actually more shades of the Luminous Silk Foundation than there are of this particular foundation. I don't know if it's because it's new and they're trying it out a little bit before they extend their color range. I did purchase mine from Sephora. Go ahead and pull up Sephora's website, and we're going to kind of see what it says about this particular foundation. It does claim to be full coverage, which is what I'm looking for, as you guys know. And it does also say that it is for all skin types, dry, oily, combination. Anybody should be able to wear and benefit from this particular foundation. So it does say that it is a full coverage liquid foundation that perfects with a velvet matte, lightweight second skin finish. So matte always concerns me a little bit because I do have a little bit more of drier skin, but I did prep my skin with a lot of hydration before I am going to go in with this foundation. And my skin has kind of normalized out a little bit over the past week or two where it had been extremely dry. It says that this foundation melts into the skin, blurring imperfections while offering UVA and UVB broad spectrum SPF 25. Through Armani Beauty's own microfill technology, powerful ultrafine pigments are shaped to provide the highest coverage with the thinnest and lightest texture, allowing a little bit to go a long way. This foundation combines high coverage, an SPF 25 filter, and an ultralight formulation to achieve flawless results for up to 16 hours. Because every woman is unique, this foundation features an array of 20 shades. I'm sorry, I said 19, but it actually comes in 20 shades to suit all skin tones. It adapts for each shade to deliver optimal coverage without cracking or dulling. As always, I have primed my skin. Today I went in with the Bobbi Brown Enriched Face Base, and then I also am going in with the Day One Jelly Pack Dramatically Firming Skin with improved elasticity and pore smoothing. So I went in with that. I wanted something a little extra to blur out my pores, so just right here I went in with the Benefit Professional. We're gonna go in half Beauty Blender. Oh, and I did pick up mine in the shade 3.5. In the Luminous Silk, I was picking up 3.75, but it was a little too pinky for me. And this one was not as pink, so I'm gonna hope that this one works a little bit better. very similar consistency to the Luminous Silk. And I'm just gonna pick it up on my finger first and just kind of dab it. And then we're just gonna work it in. And yes, off the bat, I can tell you it definitely does provide more coverage than the Luminous Silk. I should do half of my face with the Luminous Silk, but we're not gonna do that today, because I already know that I don't love the Luminous Silk. I like it, but I just need a little bit more coverage. So if for some reason this one ends up being a little too matte on my skin, maybe I can mix those two together and then it would make like the perfect foundation for me. I try not to put foundation underneath my eyes because I don't want it to get too cakey, but I kind of already did, so. Not bad. One pump went a pretty decent way. Not bad at all. I already can tell you I definitely like the coverage of this one more than the Luminous Silk. It definitely provides better coverage. That was pretty good. That was one pump and it covered my entire half of my face. It blended out really easily. We'll have to wait for it to dry down because right now it doesn't feel matte on the skin. So once it dries, we'll kind of see. There's a couple of places where I might want to go in with a little bit of an extra coverage. But overall, I think like down here, I might want to apply a little bit more. But overall, I think that was pretty good, you guys. It doesn't feel tacky by any means. So now we're going to go in with my Sigma F80. We're going to take one additional pump. And we're gonna go in with the side for the brush. I think I like it better with the Beauty Blender. Still blending nicely with the brush. But I think the Beauty Blender gives it a more even application than the brush does. What it looks like with one layer of the brush, I think I like the application with the Beauty Blender better. It just looks a little smoother. Coverage is about equal with both. I'm going to take the Beauty Blender on this side just to kind of even it out a little bit. You guys might not pick up this on camera, but it looks a little heavier in the nose area where I applied with the brush. Overall, I think I'm pretty happy with the coverage, you guys. I think it's looking pretty nice on both sides of the face. I do just like the Beauty Blender set a little bit better. I think it looks a little less cakey on this side than it does on this side. I do definitely agree with the fact that it's full coverage, but it's not like full coverage and like Kat Von D or Double Wear full coverage. It looks a little bit more lifelike on the skin, and it doesn't completely like drown out your skin and make your skin just look flat. There's definitely, I feel like there's a little bit of luminosity on the skin still, which a lot of full coverage foundations kind of suck out of you and just make you just look very one-dimensional. This doesn't feel like a full coverage foundation on the skin. It doesn't feel tacky. So you might not have to set it if you don't want to. So right now, I think I like it. I think it's looking pretty good on the skin. I think it feels pretty nice on the skin. I'm gonna go ahead, like always, finish the rest of my makeup off camera. It is currently 12:06, so I'll be back with the rest of my makeup completed, and I'll kind of let you guys know how I'm feeling about the foundation. But so far, pretty good. I like it. So I will be back in a little bit, you guys. All right, guys, and I am back. It is currently a little bit after 1 o'clock. I've had this foundation on for about an hour. So I do like this foundation so far. I think it looks really nice on the skin. It does not feel heavy. It does not feel overly cakey. The one negative thing that I will say about this foundation is that it did already settle into my fine lines, but that's just the name of the game for me. I do prefer if foundations didn't settle as quickly. This one almost settled in right away. It wasn't tacky. It was full coverage right out the gate. I applied one full layer. I did go ahead and set my entire face underneath my eyes. I set my face very lightly, and I always put a little bit of powder to clean up my contour if things get a little out of hand. But I didn't do a heavy, like full on like baking or anything like that. I didn't think that it was necessary for this particular product. So all in all, so far, after about having the foundation on for about an hour, I do like it. I do think that my skin looks really nice, really evened out. No pigmentation, nothing crazy going on the face. So I'm gonna go ahead and zoom you guys in, kind of let you see what we're looking like, and then I will check back in with you guys in a couple of hours. So this is a little bit closer up with the foundation. I do think that everything looks really nice on the skin. I don't think anything looks too cakey. My forehead does look a little bit dry, but nothing too bad. There is a little bit of dryness around my nose, but nothing like that is deterring me. You can kind of see where it has settled a little bit into the fine lines, but again, nothing like terrible. So far, you guys, I do like it. I do think it is a good foundation. And yeah, I will check back in with you guys in a few hours. Bye. All right, guys, and I am back. It is currently 6:28. So I sat down and started filming around 12 o'clock. So I've had this foundation on for about 6.5 hours. And I have to say, you guys, I like it. I think it doesn't feel heavy on the skin. So I think that claim is true. I think it's a pretty solid full coverage foundation, you guys. I don't think it's settled any more in my fine lines than it had earlier today. It's kind of flaking off in my forehead, which my forehead does have a little bit more of dry patches, kind of disrupted the dry patches, and it's looking a little flaky up there. But the rest of my face, overall, I think it's looking really good. It's raining really bad. I got caught out in the rain, you guys, and I did get wet. And I still think that the foundation, even though I got wet and got into some rain, I do think that it's still holding up really nicely. So far, 6.5 hours of wear, it has definitely impressed me more than the Luminous Silk foundation has. So like I said, it doesn't feel heavy, it doesn't feel dry, it doesn't feel too matte. So I do agree with the claims as of right now that it could work for all skin types. I'm a little bit concerned about dryness because of the dryness that I am experiencing on my forehead. So far, so good. Do I think it's worth $65? I mean, the verdict is still out on that one, if you want me to be completely honest. But I'm gonna go ahead and kind of zoom you guys in a little bit so you can kind of see what I'm working with as of right now. And then I will be back at the end of the night for a full check-in. On my forehead, where it kind of separated a little funny and it's clinging to the dry patches on my forehead a little bit. This is everywhere else. I think it's looking pretty nice. I think all of my powders, I think all of the bronzers, I think everything else is still holding up pretty nicely. So I'll probably be back around 9 o'clock, 8:30, 9 o'clock to kind of let you guys know my full final thoughts. But so far, so good. I like it more than the Luminous Silk. So this could be good, you guys. So we'll see how it wears the last couple of hours. And yeah, guys, I will see you in a little bit. All right, guys, and I am back. It is currently 9:39, so 9:40, and I've had this foundation on for a good 9 hours. So like I did put this foundation definitely through a good test of wearability today. And all in all, I do like the way that the foundation has held up. I do think that I am looking a little bit shinier as the day has worn on. I think that it is, if you are a dry skin girl, you might want to exfoliate a little bit because like I mentioned earlier, like on my forehead, it did cling to dry patches a little bit, but it's not overbearing. It is not like so matte that you just cannot wear it. It looks good on the skin. Like when you think about like, for example, like the Kat Von D Lock-It foundation, when you put that on, you know you're wearing a full coverage matte foundation. If you have dry skin, a foundation like that is really hard to wear. This does not feel like that at all. So I have no real complaints about this foundation, you guys. I mean, except for the price tag. I don't know who they think they are with the $65 nonsense, but do I think it's worth the price tag? No, not really. But I don't really think that there's any foundation out there that's worth that kind of money, or at least that I have found yet. Do I think that my skin has held up throughout the day pretty nicely? Yes. Do I think that it has started to sink into my problem areas? Yes, but that's every foundation, or some are just worse than others. So all in all, I do like it, you guys. I do like the fact that my skin does still look healthy, that my skin does still look glowy, that it's not overly dry or overly cakey, except for in my more problem areas, which are predominantly my smile lines. It's not super dry and cakey around my nose, which is another problem area for me. I don't know why my forehead is so dry. I don't know, it doesn't make any sense, but there definitely is a little bit of dryness there, but I don't think the dryness on my forehead is obvious unless you're like right up on my face. I probably could stand to get a little bit of blotting done, which I try not to tamper with the foundation, you guys, throughout the day so you guys can really see how it looks on my face on camera. Just by taking off that little bit of extra shine, you guys, I feel like I could probably go a couple more hours with this foundation. My highlight is still there, my bronzer is still there, everything is still looking good. I like it. I thought maybe if you did not love the Luminous Silk, give this one a try, you might like it. Heck, I honestly think that if you like the Luminous Silk, you would like this one as well. So all in all, I'm pretty impressed. It didn't blow me out of the water. It didn't change like my whole life the way I would have liked a $65 foundation to, but I give it 2 thumbs up. I'm not mad at it. I think it's decent. I don't think it's a foundation that you have to run out and buy unless you're just looking to splurge on something a little bit higher end. That $5 Wet n Wild Photo Finish foundation will do you just fine. So, I mean, good foundation, not a must have though. But if you want to try it out, it does have my seal of approval for what that's worth, you guys. So yeah, that is pretty much it, you guys. Thank you so much for, oh wait, let me give you the final close-up real quick. So I kind of zoomed you in a little bit so you guys can kind of see how everything is looking. Is what we're looking like at the end of the day. Hopefully you guys can see kind of the dry patches that I was talking about on my forehead. Everything still looks pretty nice. Pretty full coverage, guys, and that is pretty much it. So yeah, I think it's a pretty decent foundation. On your list, it's worth checking out. If it wasn't even on your radar, don't even worry about it. But all right, guys, so thank you so much for joining me today. I really hope that you guys did enjoy this video. If you did, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe if you have not already, you guys, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.